Hey Leo, welcome back. Welcome if you are new. This will be the weekly reading for my Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I do consider all of these weekly readings to be timeless, so whenever you're guided here, just trust that it is the right time for you. I always like to set the intention that everyone that's meant to be here will find their way here, and there will be some kind of message to uplift, heal, or inspire. May these cards represent the highest order of truth and bring clarity. What messages do we have for this week for my Leos, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Okay, there may be a bit of overwhelm, a bit of disorganization as well. A feeling like you can't do something anymore. A feeling like you need to take some action. On the bottom of the deck, we've got self-love with the waxing crescent 4. Number 6. 6 always reminds me of a woman birthing something new, or a woman birthing. The 6 reminds me of a pregnant woman. It's like birthing something new. 6 is also about coming into balance. It's the Merkaba. And this is the card of really tapping into loving yourself on all levels, mentally, physically, emotionally. Radical self-love is necessary. Okay, empowerment starts from the inside out. Don't compare yourself to others. I don't know who needs to hear that. Just start your change with focus and love of self. Okay. Sometimes we feel like we're not enough. Sometimes we're even told we're not enough by our own voice, or the voices of others in our culture. Not smart enough, not pretty enough, not powerful enough, not talented enough, not good enough at what we chose to do, not ambitious enough, not experienced enough, not curvy enough, not thin enough, not glamorous enough, not porn star enough, not enough of a lady, right? And as a result, all of this makes us not love ourselves enough. And then there's the opposite, that we're too something, right? Too tall, too short, too fat, too thin, too wrinkly, too pimply, too old, too young, too quiet, or too mouthy, too noticeable, too opinionated, too much trouble, too much. Full stop. Is it any wonder that many of us feel such self-loathing or dissatisfaction with the self? Please just stop. Put your blinkers on. Breathe. Okay? Be with yourself. Do ritual. Speak to the goddess or whatever energy floats your boat and ask for help. And yes, indeed, listen to any or all the crazy misdemeanors that your mind may throw at you, but then hug these untruths like a crying puppy and soothe the reasons that they're there, right? Know that you're doing the best you can right now, and that you are not your past, and that you can soothe yourself, and most importantly, you can move on. Know that this comparison craziness is just a diversion from knowing yourself really well and discovering the amazing, delicious aspects of yourself that are entirely satisfying. Right? Focus on you, not others, and discover where you might really like to change. Right? If anywhere or anything, for your own personal benefit, not for some outward measure of enough-ness. True power and happiness comes from the inside out. like an unfurling spiral. Right? And woe is the person who relies on the opinions of others to gain happiness and self-measure. Choose radical self-love. Choose you. We've got, I wasn't expecting to go on such a rampage with that, but I guess that needed to be said. We've got the extremes card, number 34. 34 breaks down to a 7. 7 is a very analytical number. You could be kind of in your head. This is about learning how to handle crises with calm, with resilience. Right? Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. There are better ways to handle conflict than rage or outrage. There may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or your life in some way. This too shall pass. This card speaks to all the extremes in life. Deaths, job losses, relationship breakdowns, true fears, big conflicts, and yet this is life. Right? Our situation can change quickly for better or for worse. The hot moon card challenges us to build our resilience and reserves of wisdom and calm for those times when things are at their extremes. It reminds us that developing grace under pressure is worth its weight in gold, and that even in these extreme times, this will pass. There may be something that you do need to take some kind of action, some type of movement forward towards. With number 15, which also breaks down to another number 6, the action card. Yeah, the time has come to take action. Let go of your paralysis. Let go of your burdens, step by step. Sometimes we're afraid to move forward, right? This is natural. Change can be difficult. And if we've been hurt or have failed before, then we're anxious about what might happen if we instigate change. Maybe we think it's easier and safer just to like tread some water for a while, and instead of taking joyful action towards the things we truly desire, such as, I don't know, maybe the writing of a book or undertaking study or accepting a new job or seeking a better relationship, we balk, we freeze. We don't take the steps that we could. And so we remain stagnant. We don't grow. Okay, this moon phase encourages us to embrace action. Right? Action is part of our humanity, part of our evolution. We're not made to hide and to refuse to blossom. We've got the master number 44 out here, attraction. 44 breaks down to an 8, the reminder of the connection of all things. It's a card of strength and integrity. You can be magnetic to others and you can attract good things in life. And you can also repel what you no longer wish to attract. Be ready for opportunities here. Okay, avoid extremes that might cause negative imbalance in your body or mind or spirit. Think of connections greater than yourself. Attraction isn't just about what we accept, but also how we discern. Blindly attracting everything that we think of into our lives rarely makes us happy, but being focused about it does. This card also wants us to think globally and for the whole. So if you're making intentions, include one for the whole planet. And this card speaks to how we can create things into our lives and how we can let go of the ones that we don't want, how we can repel. And then finally, we've got number 21. 21 breaks down to a 3, the mind, body, and soul. We got resilience in reverse. So listen, making mistakes builds resilience. Right? You learn your lessons from the mistakes that you made. There's something here about acting with self-responsibility. The first energy that I was getting with this was like feeling like you can't get back up or you can't go forward. But you are strong and you are resilient. And as we stretch and expand towards our intentions, we will most likely meet resistance or wait for it, make mistakes, or fail altogether. And this is where resilience, self-confidence, and our inner will come into play. Right? We might ask ourselves, like, how much do we really want what we're going for? Right? Does what we want align with our needs and our values? Are we devoted to having it? Right? Do you really think that you're enough? Do you have the strength to keep on going? And you could be going through a little bit of a period of imbalance or difficulty, even a little bit of suffering here, Leo, but it's important that we learn and we grow and we rely on our resilience. Right? This is true power from the inside out. So building our reserves of resilience and this ability to stand strong and bounce back is it's something that at its heart, wisdom and it has it. It's at its heart. There's this wisdom and there's this learning that is you can take from this experience. How do I say this? Having resilience allows us solidity, right? And yet the freedom to grow and take that leap at the next level. It allows us to reach higher with stability, and that makes things less risky and allows us to create with a little bit more pleasure. Right? Remember, mistakes are simply information gathering. That's it. The less drama and guilt and shame that you attach to them, the better. The experience of failure or mistakes is simply one of learning. And that's all. Hold on a second. I gotta turn my Alexa off. Alexa, stop! Sorry, she comes on at 6:45 every morning and scares the shit out of me. Yeah, mistakes are information gathering. Okay, you live and you learn. And you're building resilience, whether you realize it or not. Let's get some tarot out here. We're just gonna go with Rider-Waite. Tell me about these extremes. Tell me about these extremes. My Leos. Yeah, it's something that needs to end. Or has ended. Yeah, look, the Hierophant with the Chariot. These are big energies. Spirit is pushing you forward here. Okay, this is about what's right. The Hierophant has to do with like morale and the Chariot also has this very spiritual push. And I'm seeing it as the Merkaba, what's in your field. The Chariot and the Hierophant wants you to move forward in a more balanced way, letting go of these extremes that have been causing imbalance. It just feels like it's the right thing to do, and it feels like it's in alignment with your own integrity, your own self-morale, your own confidence as well. You do have assistance here. I don't know if somebody feels like they're kind of alone, but there's a lot of growth that's taking place here. Spirit wants to give you something new on an emotional level. It's peace. It's growth. It's fertility. It's deeper connection to your authentic self. Tell me about this resilience. Yeah, because whatever this is that you've been feeling like you can't move on from, or stuck, or you know, it could be many things. With the extremes, it could be anger issues, it could be, you know, relationship issues, it could be addictions or things that you're battling yourself about. And it's taking your power. You could even be kind of like justifying or like lying to yourself a little bit, or not looking at something. Tell me about this King of Cups reverse. Yeah, we got the Judgment card with the Knight of Swords in reverse. There's something you're not taking action. This is like, Judgment can be like the nudge from Spirit, right? It just feels like yeah, it almost feels like a test of Spirit. And we're all going through, I feel like this is also a very collective message. We're all kind of experiencing this right now. I think a lot to do with Mars and Cancer and Leo retrograde, plus we have the Mercury retrogrades, which are causing us to reanalyze, reevaluate. Right? This energy is asking us to slow down and to take note, and yeah. I'm gonna get you guys a medicine animal card. For my Leos, thank you. Got the Swan. I'm gonna actually read this one because these are just so good. I got these from my friend Ashley. She actually gave me 2 sets. They're very similar and they correspond with the natives' traditions, native culture. I'm absolutely in love with this. So, all right, check it out. Swan. The power of woman entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. It says, little swan flew through dream time looking for future. Looking for the future. This is the card of grace, by the way. She rested for a moment in the coolness of the pond, looking for a way to find the entry point to the future. This was a moment of confusion for Swan, as she knew she had happened into the dream time by accident. This was her first flight alone, and she was a bit concerned by the dream time landscape. As Swan looked high above the sacred mountain, she saw the biggest swirling black hole she had ever seen. Dragonfly came flying by, and Swan stopped to ask about the black hole. Dragonfly said, Swan, that is the doorway to the other planes of imagination. I have been guardian of the illusion for many, many moons. If you want to enter there, you would have to ask permission and earn the right. Swan was not so sure that she wanted to enter the black hole. She asked Dragonfly what was necessary for her to earn entry. Dragonfly replied, you must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented without trying to change Great Spirit's plan. Swan looked at her ugly little duckling body and then answered, I will be happy to abide by the Great Spirit's plan. I won't fight the currents of the black hole. I will surrender to the flow of the spiral and trust what I'm shown. Dragonfly was very happy with Swan's answer and began to spin the magic to break the pond's illusion. Suddenly, Swan was engulfed by a whirlpool at the center of the pond. Swan appeared many days later, but now she was graceful and white and long-necked. Dragonfly was stunned. Swan, what happened to you? He exclaimed. Swan smiled and said, Dragonfly, I learned to surrender my body to the power of the Great Spirit, and I was taken to where the future lives. I saw many wonders on a high sacred mountain, and because of my faith and acceptance, I have been changed. I have learned to accept the state of grace. Dragonfly was very happy for Swan. Swan told the Dragonfly many wonders beyond the illusion. Through her healing and her acceptance of the state of grace, she was given the right to enter dream time. So it was that we learn to surrender to the grace of the rhythm of the universe and slip from our physical bodies into dream time. Swan medicine teaches us to be at one with all planes of consciousness and to trust in Great Spirit's protection. So it says if you pulled Swan, it ushers in a time of altered states of awareness and of development of your intuitive abilities. Swan medicine people have the ability to see the future, to surrender to the power of Great Spirit, and to accept the healing and transformation of their lives. The Swan card is telling you to accept your ability to know what lies ahead. If you're resisting your self-transformation, relax. Okay? It'll be easier if you go with the flow. Stop denying that you already know who's calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches and to your gut knowledge, Leo, and honor your female, which is your intuitive side. Okay. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this reading, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share this out if you know somebody that could benefit from these readings. Please do make sure you are subscribed. I know a big number of my viewers are not subscribed, so if you could just double check that you are, and if you'd like to be notified of upcoming videos, just tap that notification bell. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. Take good care.